Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Lily coming at you with a short makeup tutorial. Starting out here, just doing the outline for this look. There's a little bit of drawing involved, but it's really not too complicated. I was able to get this done in about just under 2 hours. I had a little bit of a time crunch, so if you've never done any face painting or body paint before, I don't think it'll be too much of a struggle. So what I'm doing here is just mapping out the look with a light brown eyeshadow and an eyeshadow brush. And as you can see here, I'm kind of starting with a half face because I want to do like a normal eyeshadow on one side and then the body paint on the other side. So I'm just using very lightly over my skin, a light brown, as you can see here, filling in the different shapes, and I'm looking over at the side. I have an image of the look that I want to do on my other monitor that I'm looking at over there. So I'm just going in a couple more times, and I had to change the shape over there a little bit. That's why you want to go really light. Don't use an eyeliner or anything. I use the eyeshadow because it would be light and easy to erase. And then I'm starting with the foundation on the normal side of my face, and I'm using e.l.f. Cosmetics foundation and some sort of any kind of eyebrow stuff you want to do. And then here you can see the shock on my face when I almost dipped my brush right there into my coffee instead of the water. You're going to need water for this face paint. I'm using Wolf FX Essentials. I'm sorry I didn't show it there in the video, my bad, but you can look it up. Wolf Essentials palette. It was about $30 for your basic colors, and they have a few other brands out there, but I chose that one because it kind of has like all the colors that you would need to get started in the same palette. And it's a water-based paint, so if you've ever done watercolor painting, again, it's pretty simple. This is a great look for anybody that's never really done face paint before. As you see, as I get started, it's pretty simple shapes. I'm starting first with the red parts, and if you are following along and starting to guess what this look is, it is the creatures from They Live. If you've never seen They Live, I would definitely recommend it. It came out in 1988, and it's sort of a sci-fi, a little bit horror, thriller kind of film, written and directed by John Carpenter. And if you like aliens, if you like thrillers, you're definitely going to love this movie. So check it out if you've never seen it before. I'm happy they haven't ever made a remake of that one. You know, with all these other remakes coming out, I'm sure it's just around the corner. Who knows? But it's really cool. If you've never seen the movie, basically this guy, he finds out through these special glasses that he discovers that all the rich people and ruling class throughout the world are basically aliens in disguise. So when you put on the glasses, you see their true face is revealed, and you see these different messages in like billboards and everything, that really what the billboard is saying underneath. It says obey, consume, reproduce. Pretty cool stuff. I like the message that it gives. I like, just in my own mind, that I like conspiracy theories and stuff like that. I like the idea of, you know, lizard people controlling the world. But you know, I won't get into all that in this video. You can watch the film if you're interested. So with that, I will shut up for a little bit and let this play while I fill in my face a little bit more. Okay, so now I went in with the black on my nose and around the eye, and now I'm doing a line down the side, and I'm going to go over the different shapes with that same black to outline them as well. And I'm really sorry about what is about to happen. Quite the quality jump here, as we can see, but I had to keep pushing forward. My camera battery decided to die on me, and I thought I had them all charged, but what turns out is that Joe was able to get the battery out for me this morning, and we could see that it was somehow like blown up a little bit. So it was kind of an old battery, and I guess it got stuck inside my camera, which was very awesome. I got a little stressed out filming this video, but I had to push forward. So the rest of this video is going to be recorded on my phone. So I hope it's not too bad for you guys. Thank you for sticking with me and watching this video. So I did the red, and then there's a white inner eye, and you're gonna have to, this one was a little tricky for the eye because you make an illusion of sort of this weird alien-like eyeball, and you'll see I added on later. There's like a black star on the inside of the eye, and then I'm doing the teeth here, so it's kind of like this exposed muscle and then the bone around the mouth, which is pretty cool. Like I said, if you watch the movie, you'll see, I mean, it was bad 80s mask in the actual film, and this is just body paint, so I can't recreate it perfectly. But this is essentially what it looks like. So you can have fun and do different shapes around the face if you want to recreate this. And take your time. You know, I could have added more detail if I had had more time, but I wanted to keep this quick and simple. Just for fun, just a fun look that I had wanted to do for quite a long time. So I'm really happy I was able to do this. I love the film, and I love sort of the message that it sends about, you know, consumerism and how people can be not what they always seem to be. So I used my Beauty Blender a little bit on the chin because this palette, the Wolf FX Essentials palette, it's not terrible, but it does get a little streaky. So you saw when I was doing the blue and the red on my face, I did about 2 layers for each color. And same thing with the white. I didn't want it to be streaky, so if you have a sponge of some kind, it's actually a little bit better for those areas where you can sponge it to get rid of those streaks. So you want to sponge the color while it's still a little wet, since it basically acts like a watercolor paint over your face. So you can sponge it while it's still wet. Obviously when it dries, then you can't really do anything with it anymore. And then here I'm going in with a smaller brush and the black, and I'm adding in more of the details now. I'm using some line technique, and the brush, I'm keeping it a little dry, so you can kind of do a dry brush technique to blend out and bring some of the lines out, because the red is supposed to be sort of like this striated muscle kind of look. So the more that you're able to add in there, the better, to really get those cool muscle-like details in there. So I just did that on the cheeks, and then on the smaller parts, I didn't add in any lines or anything like that. And then I'm coming in here on the mouth, and you're going to fill in the inside of your mouth and a little bit on the top and bottom to add the teeth. And the teeth were a little tricky, but I was patient, and if you go slowly, you can make, you know, little M shapes with the white. I tried to start with the white and the brush to make little tooth shapes in each one, and then with the black you can go in afterwards and fill them in with a little bit more detail. And like I said, here it's a little tricky because you want to make it an illusion, so when you close your eye it looks like just one solid piece. And I had to come in a couple different times to I made the star a little bit bigger later on, so you want to make it a little bit bigger so it pops when you close your eye. There you go. See, I'm adding in to make it a little bit stronger, and then the black along the line as well, the actual line of my eye, to blend everything in together. So you saw I did the white over a little bit around the outlines of all the shapes and everything, and now I'm kind of going in with a little bit more white, but more water on the brush to blend it out a little bit more because I thought it was a little too harsh on some of them. And now there's these little blue lines that go in between all the little fleshy pieces, and it's sort of supposed to be like the veins or something underneath the skin. Pretty creepy when you see the whole look put together, and in the movie, especially like when it's first revealed their faces, it definitely is scary just seeing sort of that exposed skin. And I'm just coming around and blending more in the eye, and looking for something. Oh, here it is, my red eyeshadow, trying to blend it out more, but that didn't really do much. And then I think I go in next with a black eyeshadow, and just very lightly I'm going to add a little bit more shading throughout all the pieces and around the face to add in little definition to the cheekbone there, and shading underneath each of the teeth and under each of the shapes, just to make everything pop more, make it look like it's a little bit more three-dimensional. So I go under each tooth with a little bit of a line, and I was kind of worried about this part on the teeth because I thought it came out really weird, but at least on camera it looks good, and in the pictures and everything. So go in any part that you would want to be shadowed, or that would be like underneath. That's where you're going to add the darker shadow. And the white, I kind of just threw on a little bit everywhere. In the reference photo that I was using, it was pretty much like this. It was kind of all over. It's more of a animated cartoon kind of style rather than, rather than a fully realistic 3D interpretation of this look. So I'm adding a little bit of shading around the neck just to make it pop out more. And yeah, it's coming together pretty well. I thought it looked definitely weird. I wasn't sure about how it was going to turn out, but I was really happy with the final result. So now on my normal side, I'm going in with a medium shadow around the top and bottom in the crease. And then I added a little bit of black into the corner to darken it up a little bit. And this side is just like more of a general glam kind of look, because I wanted it to sort of be like, I'm an Instagrammer, I'm an influencer, and this is what they really are on the inside, a lot of them. Not that this is like shade at any one person or anything, nobody, no one hurt me, but I just think in general, I'm on Instagram a lot, and there's a lot of pressure to look a certain way and act a certain way, just in life in general, with makeup and beauty, plastic surgeries everywhere. And it does get to you after a while. So this is a little bit of my own personal message about like, fuck that, basically. I like who I am. And even though I like makeup. And there's Joe. Joe makes a short appearance. He was coming out to say hi and see what I was doing. I got a little embarrassed, but here is the final result. My influencer that's secretly an alien who's in control of everything. Or something like that. I don't really know. It doesn't have to be a giant message. It can just be for fun. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you learned a little bit from this video. And we'll see you next Halloween. Bye bye.